and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate round of the 2024 Drift Masters season, and things are heating up not only in that air balloon, but here in Hungary, as we are at one of the most unique tracks on the calendar. We have Peter Wiańczyk going up against Jack Shannon in the top 32. That's to kick us off. That's just to warm it up. Then Laurie Heinen against Juha Rintanen. Two Finnish drivers, but Laurie's going to have to go through his countrymen to try and keep this championship alive. Then it's the WRC two-time champion, Kalle Rovanperä, going up against the hometown hero, Kevin Piscotty. All the fans will love Rovanperä being here, but they'll want Piscotty to beat him. Churba and Ite Sada and go head-to-head. The youngster in Sada going up against Churba, who's coming on form this year. Kuba Piszczonski and Connor Shannon, they are almost in identical cars, and they want to be on top step of the podium. Zacharov, all smiles in the parade because he says he's back to his best. He said they're running so much boost for a stock engine, they don't care if they're going to blow it up. They want the podium. They've got Korpelinski for company in the top 16. And Kavia, who had the best chase run of the top 32, will take on Kevin Pazur, who got, I would say, an uncharacteristically easy battle with James Dean. And then all the way to our last battle on the grid, which we'll see Connor Falvey going up against Adam Zalewski. This is what it's all about. This is where it's
starting to believe. I think he's starting to realise that this could be the weekend. This could be the end of the season he wanted. Well, here we go. Through the gears they go. Wiańczyk fires in. Shanahan looks for it. Now they come down and go to the outside zone too. Big transition, big flick. But look at Shanahan right on the back bumper. Looks for it. Opens the door up to Shanahan as he wants to take a step in, but can't. As Wiańczyk now fires it across the circuit. Looks for that final outside zone. Now Shanahan goes for the door.
That's a big lead and a big chase there. That was one to kick us off for the ages.
Well, they told me it was going to be a showdown there. They said, we're going to open the show with a show.
Jack Shannon is. Shannon is going to have to put in, he hasn't yet this weekend put in that perfect lead run. Well, there's no time like the present. He's got to do it now because he's not going to have any inch given from Wiańczyk as they come into this first corner.
No, exactly that. And here we go through the gears down, and look at that from Wiańczyk right onto the back bumper, onto the rear wheel. He's already started to push Jack Shanahan around the circuit, goes for that transition. Shanahan's on a flyer though, but that's opened the door. Look at Wiańczyk right into the groove, onto the door, all the way up the corner he goes. He loses some ground though, has to back out of it. Shanahan pulls some distance as he looks for that final outside zone. Wiańczyk right on the rear wheel.
Wow. Wow. That is the closest anyone has been on the door of any car through that first section of the course. And I know, right at the end, it looks cool, but it's so difficult on the first half of the course. That's the trickiest part. And Wiańczyk absolutely pinned it on the door of Shanahan there.
Look at Wiańczyk from the initiation, look, absolutely mirrored it, Dave. There was no escaping it. Drove the car right down to the front wheel and just stuck there. As soon as he got on throttle, that was it. They were both dialed in. And then he's put even more pressure onto Jack. And look at Jack, so far into that outside zone. It was unbelievable. The lead from Shanahan was flawless, Dave.
Let's see which way it drops in. Decisions will be made. And it's a one more time between Jack Shannon and Peter Wiańczyk. I'll tell you what, that's the right call for me.
Yeah.
There was nothing really in that.
Has to be.
This is the one, though. This is the one. Laurie Heinen against Juha Rintanen. This is the one. Because if Laurie Heinen loses here, he loses a big opportunity. Laurie Heinen wins this. He is clawing back those points on James Dean. He could go to Poland as the championship leader. He was the championship leader for quite some time, but Dean has caught and passed. But today, James Dean having a problem that wasn't his own, but Laurie Heinen won't care how he had that problem. He's got to beat Rintanen, but that's not an easy task. Juha Rintanen, one of the best in the business, the best that's ever done it, is now standing in the way of Laurie Heinen. The Finnish fans completely divided because they'll want Laurie Heinen to beat Juha because of the championship, but they don't want to see any Finnish driver go out. Here we go, championship on the line.
Yeah, it is on the line as well, Dave. But look at this from Heinen, all the way up on that bank, full throttle, no messing around. Juha Rintanen optimises on that perfect lead line. A little wobble there from Rintanen, and he goes in hard. Oh, and he goes in way hard. He came in so fast to make a dive on Heinen that there was no way he would slow that down, Dave.
I think he just couldn't hang with the pace Heinen was coming through that first section. He made a big jump. He knows how good Laurie is.
He hit Heinen as well.
And as far as I could tell, you can see it coming from a long way in. You were even high in the voice way before he hit the wall there.
Yeah.
And look, there you go. Got it from the judges.
So there were sparks from Juha's car. Watch this. I'm sure I see sparks at some point from you. Yeah, look, sparks.
Does he DB'd?
Now, something happened because he can't slow the car down.
No. So
oh, he was so close to putting him and Laurie in the wall.
Yep. I wonder. I'm not sure what those sparks are.
Watch the sparks from this wheel. I'm sorry, it's just from the exhaust. So is the exhaust burning the bits of rubble particles off the tarmac?
So
you couldn't see the exhaust from that angle, but remember seeing sparks.
So Juha Rintonen's car deemed not safe to run. Lauri Heinen will get the win. And let's be honest, probably not much Juha Rintonen could have done in the second run anyway to overturn that deficit.
Not in the lead anyway. From the lead position, it's very hard. And our safety marshal down there, Maciek Polody, has told Juha Rintonen that is it. Unfortunately, it's game over.
He probably doesn't agree. He'd probably run it with 3 wheels, to be honest. But
they drive it with no wheels. We've known Juha for a long time, and that man,
he's not going to be.
He could drive a shop trolley around there.
He definitely could. That's why it's not deemed safe to run. Fair point.
And there we go. And look, it proves our basis, because earlier on we were getting information from people all over the circuit, and we thought James Dean had done a drive shaft or a prop shaft, and it wasn't. It was a piece of rubber that took a belt off that shut the car down. But there we go. Lauri Heinen, very calculated, very clever, not doing too much, just doing enough there. And he'll be happy with that. And you know what he'll do? He'll go back and check that car all over.
That's what it's all about. And that's how the stories get written. And that's how when you tell them to people who aren't in drifting, they don't believe them. Because there's so many crazy random things that happen. And this battle will be a tough one for Kevin Piscotty. He knows the quality of Kalle Rovanperä. Rally driver, drifter, it doesn't matter. He's a driver. And he can drive anything, anywhere. And right now, Kalle Rovanperä hasn't put a foot wrong all weekend.
In that chase position, but that is right where he probably wants to be right now. As he chases down Kalle Rovanperä. Look at Piscotty, goes for the inside, gets on the throttle, shallows up the angle. He knows that Rovanperä's fast. He's going to shortcut the circuit, and he can get away with it in that chase position. Now dives down on the inside. Rovanperä wide, looks for that perfect lead line. He's been doing it all weekend. They transition through the smoke as Piscotty looks for the door, and he climbs all over it across the line.
Wow. I'll tell you one thing, Kalle Rovanperä is a problem here. A big problem for everybody. He's not making any errors. This is where we always question Rovanperä. Because you can drive any car in a rally, right? But this is a different discipline because you're so close, sideways, and there's smoke. You don't have smoke in a rally. You're not behind someone who's smoking the tires. So Rovanperä's been learning lap by lap this weekend to adapt to that. And I think he's coming really hard into that first corner. Look at that, Rovanperä up on the door. Piscotty on the left foot brake takes it into the wall. Rovanperä's almost in the wall. You can barely see Rovanperä. Big dive from Rovanperä. Absolutely kamikaze stuff from the World Rally Champion, but he's shutting the car down and straightening. This is a very sketchy chase run from Rovanperä. And the car is let down. I think there's something up with the car, and that seems to be the story of Rovanperä. Almost every single time he comes to Drift Masters, the car seems to let him down. I'm not sure what happened there, but that dive was sensational. But that's a big, big problem for Rovanperä, and that looks to me like that was an unforced error in the chase.
I think the car grips up, and then he gets in the smoke trail. Look, he goes wide, he's lost. Transitions way out of formation, realises, has to reinitiate.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. I think that particular point, when you see it looks different on the cameras than it does in the car.
Look at the smoke.
Look at the front of the car here. He cannot see anything. I can't wait to see Rovanperä back in the championship soon, but it looks to me like it will be an obvious decision here as the hometown hero Kevin Piscotty gets the win and goes into the top 16, and look what it means to him. He's almost in tears because he's just beaten the 2-time World Rally Champion in front of his home fans. This is Dream Street. This is fairy tales you're watching happen, people.
Dave, do you know what? The way he's driving, I just get that feeling it could be the weekend for Piscotty. There's something that happens to these drivers when they get to their home event. It's like they get an extra boost.
But
it's
also
like the car gets another 200.
But there's also that pressure of expectation.
Of course.
But I can't wait to see Rovanperä. And then, look, things just keep on rolling.
Yeah, we're going to have to do it again.
Yeah, Peter Wiańczek and Jack Shannon are back on the line for their one more time battle. Background. So
scared.
Peter Wiańczek, laser focused. Jack Shannon, laser focused. No separating these two heavyweights of the game.
Wiańczek wants this so bad, Dave.
He does. I think Jack Shannon now is going to think about this one and go, how do you beat Peter Wiańczek without kind of going to a very uncomfortable level of commitment? And I think that's what he's going to need to do here. The safe run isn't going to beat him. I think Wiańczek's lead run, I think he's turned the car up again here. I think he's going to try and leave Shannon. I think he's going to try and make this the fastest run of the circuit so far. Shannon's got to be ready for that. This is going to be a real game of chess as they come off the line. This is for a spot again in the top 8. Wiańczek to lead in Jack Shanahan.
Yeah, through the gears they go down. A big initiation from Wiańczek this time as he puts that car right where it needs to be a cleaner lead. Oh, he tags the wall! Tags the wall! Does Wiańczek stays in it, but he upsets the line massively. Jack had to back out of it, gets himself back into it. They fall back into formation, back into the groove. But that was a big impact in the wall for Peter Wiańczek.
Oh, didn't see that coming. Wiańczek's been on rails all weekend, but the start of that run, look at that face. That's exactly the face. That's what me and Ian looked like. We were just like, he's gone too wide, and he went so wide.
Look at Jack's dive.
I'm not sure how. I mean, he hasn't made one error all weekend, but he
Look how
definitely
wide
makes
he
it
is there, though. He's on that blue part of the circuit early, which means he's already making contact. He's straightened for quite a long time. Right, we're going to see it. It's clear as day here. Look at the rear wheel, Dave.
Gets on the marbles. No coming out there. Buried in it. Buried in it.
Jack is on the back bumper at that point.
I mean, if you're Jack Shannon, you got green lights, white lights, smoke. You got banners flying over the front of the car. My goodness. So the easy thing is, Viansek does have a 0 from an opposite drift on the first run, but now it's on the second run. Anything can happen here in Hungary. Viansek fires and he's angry now, Viansek, and he's going very wide again, almost goes in the wall. Look at the chase run from Viansek. Oh my goodness, what a transition onto the door. Jack Shannon, he's bullying him around the track here because he needs him to make a mistake. Shannon just has to hold it together. It's absolutely outrageous from Peter Viansek there. That is an angry drive, which was also a pretty dangerous one. My goodness, I thought they were both going to end up upside down.
I don't even know where that come from. That was bananas. I was still having a fist fight in the corner with the judges over what information they're trying to give me. And out of nowhere comes this chase. That was phenomenal. But you've got to give it to Jack Shanahan, Dave. That was an impeccable lead.
I thought Viansek was going in the wall here in the chase. How close does he get? I saw that. I was right there when he did it.
Funny enough.
Oh, you got to push so hard. It's what Jack Shannon's saying, but he's pushed hard enough and going through to the top 8. It's Jack Shanahan getting the win, going through to the top 8. You can see Jack Shannon thumbs up, but he knows that Viansek went too hard. And
Benediktus Čurba, as we said yesterday, not had the greatest weekend all round from Riga. Car problems been plaguing him, but they've been working through it. The team have been tirelessly trying to get that car to work 100%. And you see what it meant to him yesterday after qualifying. That release, that emotion came out of Benediktus Čurba, a man who's very collected, very calm, that Lithuanian style, no real emotions shown on the face.
But he's going to have to wind that up a little bit now, because Čurba, when he gets it right, is tough to beat. And I don't expect a big lead run here from Benediktus Čurba, who's now starting to see some big names in the championship fall down the order. He can start picking up some points here.
He's certainly going to go for it. They've got a nice initiation, but Ite dealt with it, and now starts to find the side of that E92 BMW, but that was almost a big accident there for Ite. He was aggressive. He fired that car from the inside and almost got stuck. Now transitions back. Čurba on a flyer, just about gets into the outside zone across the line.
Well, you got to say, I mean, a great lead run from Benediktus Čurba. I mean, he's happy with that one, but Ite kind of there the whole way.
Yeah, but he
made some kind of moves.
He was making some dangerous moves there, Dave.
Some
dangerous dives.
Can't tell what tread is on the tire at the end of the second run. It's literally just a big messy ball of rubber.
Wow.
Which is crazy, right? So that's what a lot of the drivers are saying. It's actually front tires that are causing a lot more issues than rear tires at the moment. So just keep an eye on that. As we switch them around, it will be a taste of that in the lead position. It will be the Lithuanian Benediktus Čurba in the chase. If Čurba get the job done here, he's going to have to be aggressive.
Oh, he's going to go for it, though. He is aggressive, Dave. Oh, and he makes a little stall up there. Has to go back on the handbrake, and that allows Ite to get to the outside zone. But now Čurba finds himself up on the inside. Oh, and he's closer, and he's braver than Ite is. Now he starts to apply more pressure. And look at this from Čurba. Oh, that was textbook. Absolutely beautiful. But from Benediktus Čurba all the way up the door.
Look at this, nervous. Maybe they're just leaving them there.
They are the two most emotionless drivers on the grid.
Let's see which way it goes. And it's Ite getting the win over Benediktus Čurba. Wow, that was impressive stuff.
In my frame, you did see that Ite had just a better lead line. Čurba was really good, but not that deep in all the zones, so that was the difference.
Conor Shannon's got a bit between his teeth because he's had a bad start to the season. He's got a bit of a gift in Dwayne McKeever breaking down in the top 32. If he was to go all the way to like 2 wins in a row, he'd be back in the argument for the championship. And he is technically right now in the conversation for, he still technically could win the championship. That was lifetime ago, he wouldn't have believed that. But he's got to beat Pszczonski. And last night, in the dark, he was the man to beat. Here we go, Kuba Pszczonski in the lead, Conor Shannon in the chase. Poland versus Ireland for a spot in the top 8. Pszczonski to lead them in.
Yeah, look at this, Pszczonski looking all moody. Oh, and a big waiver from Shanahan, though, as they initiate. Pszczonski gets himself into it, looks for outside zone 2. Shanahan fires up the inside. Oh, very clever from Shanahan as he fires down. Almost makes contact with Pszczonski, but they both deal with it. They both fire through the middle of the circuit. Shanahan is glued to the side of Pszczonski's GR86.
Good God, what a chase run. Sorry, Kevin O'Connell, lead run was good too, but the chase run was phenomenal. I don't think anybody's been that close consistently from start to finish on a run.
Saying that as
but
well,
then we are getting better. Any more on Shanahan's side, he's crashed. Any more on Pszczonski's side, he's in the wall.
He's in the wall, yeah.
So now Pszczonski, who isn't known to be overly aggressive in the chase, has to turn it up.
No, but I think now that Pszczonski's got to a point in his career where he's saying, look, this Mr. Consistency is good, but I need to be Mr. Angry as well. They come through the chicane, down through the gears. Shanahan fires it in, and look at that from Pszczonski. He drops down, looks for the front wheel of Shanahan's GT86. They transition through, and now Pszczonski becomes the aggressor as he dives onto the front wheel. He looks for the side of Shanahan's GT86, and he finds it. They transition through the tunnel, through the smoke, and Pszczonski gets a little lost, and he doesn't have the same proximity.
That dive from Pszczonski, how did he get away with that? Well, the judges are going to have to decide it. They're having a good talk about it at the moment.
They're looking at the lead. Now, we know they're focusing heavily on the lead, so
I think what they're going to have a conversation with here is the lead line from Shanahan. Was there excessive decel? That's what I'm hearing a little bit about it. So I'm kind of thinking, from my perspective, maybe Shanahan's lead looking like it was a little safer and a little slower, and is that going to hurt his score? So we know Shanahan definitely had the better proximity, but is it going to be balanced by the lead run not being as good as Pszczonski's? Oh, so we're hearing in the background, you can see fire extinguishers running. The Zackral's on fire in the background. Anyway, we'll figure out what's going on as results do drop in. So one more time between Conor Shanahan and Kuba Pszczonski, and smiles all around. They got to go back at it again, and I think the judge is saying better lead run from Kuba, better chase run from Shanahan, balancing each other out, and then that was enough to see one more time. And Marco Zackral, yeah, it's had a big problem here. I'm not sure what exactly, but it looks engine related, and that would be 2 rounds in a row. He wanted it either. Look at him shaking his head. He wanted the battle with Zackral.
I mean, and he had this situation in Riga as well.
Yeah.
Had this situation in Riga where he said, look, I don't want to win this way. I want to win the right way. I want to, battle my way through these battles and take these people down and prove I am the best of the best, not get these formalities. Unfortunately, and I said this to a lot of drivers, you've got to take the good luck with the bad, because there's a lot of times out there when you do get bad luck and you make one mistake and the run could be over or the car could fail you. But right now for Pavel Korpolinski, it looks like he's getting a hell of a lot of luck, Dave.
Yeah, but I mean, he gets the luck, but then he performs beyond that point.
Of course,
you know what I mean? So, like, I mean,
I'm taking nothing away from his capabilities as a driver.
No, and I think you could look at Conor Shanahan going against Dwayne McKeever there and say that was a little bit of luck on his side, or Pazur against Dean, or whatever. But there's fire trucks in the pit area. It's all going off. I'll tell you what, this night is going to be one for the ages, I think, and we're only getting warmed up. So my thought is, Pazur, this is must win, because if he wants to climb up, he sees, one of those drivers in the top 4. If he's in 5th, they're all struggling a little bit, bar Laurie Heinen. Conor Shanahan's not through yet.
Well, I've just been told that this morning, Pazur was 100 points behind James Dean.
No way.
Yeah.
And now he's not.
No, he's not.
So Kevin Pazur slots that car into gear, and he's got to go up against a very aggressive. Now, if he thinks a safe run behind Kvia is going to do it here, he's got another thing coming, so he's going to have to go for it. Primed and ready. Get to the edge of your seat. That's all you're going to need. Here we go. Twarnik Kvia, Kevin Pazur, off the line we go.
Yeah, through the gears, the Norwegian sledgehammer fires in, and that 180SX gets on the throttle nice and early now, starts to pull away, starts to drive away from the Estonian as he flicks it across the circuit, but Kevin Pazur goes for an early transition, tries to get himself into place, and he does now, finds the door, gives it a tag, gives it a knock once again as they transition through the smoke. Pazur goes early, but as he put himself in the wrong place on circuit, no, he gets there.
Oof. Moments of brilliance from both drivers, and then some mistakes. Some mistakes from Kvia in the lead, some mistakes from Pazur in the chase. We'll have a look at it on the replay, but I'll tell you what, it wasn't the cleanest lead, it wasn't the cleanest chase.
No, there was a few mistakes there from Kvia in that lead position, especially on that final outside zone. Other than that, it was nice. And,
I think maybe a little bit leaning towards Kvia after watching the replays there. Pazur did a couple of dives, but didn't really make them stick. So Pazur now in the lead, Kvia in the chase. This is where Kvia was very strong in the top 32. Can he replicate that form? I'm not sure how you can. It was very knife edge. But the Norwegian wants to get himself back on a podium this year. It hasn't been the perfect season from start to finish, or to his standards, I guess.
To his standards,
Pazur coming in as Rookie of the Year. He hits Spain, he gets a win. He's the first winner of the year, but it hasn't really flown after that. So both of these guys really need this now for their own mental sake. So let's see what happens.
See what happens as they fire through. Kavir's giving Pazur a little bit of room here. He's opened the door and he's letting him take a few steps in. Now as Pazur fires through, now Kavir starts to turn the heat up a little bit in Hungary as he fires down, almost gets caught up on the wall there, does Kavir, but now he gets deep into it. Now he looks for the side of Kevin Pazur's BMW, and Pazur's not as deep in that zone. Kavir is planted on his door.
Oh, not too sure. Kevin Pazur, not too sure. Torin Kavir, will he go through? Yes, he will. Torin Kavir gets the win and goes through the top 8. He has been waiting for that all season. You can see what it means to him. Torin Kavir is over the moon. The championship order has been kind of messed up a little bit. A big win anywhere, and a big win here for Zalewski could do a lot for his championship. Conor Falvey getting through that top 32 battle against Clint Van Oort. Zalewski in the lead position. This is going to be an interesting one. Never faced each other before. We've no data from either of these battles before, so this is going to be, I guess, do or die for both drivers. We are ready to send cars, and we have obviously got one more time to come back to between Conor Shannon and Kuba Pszczonski, but let's go. Off the light they go. Oh. And something happened on the star line. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh, we're left speechless here a little bit.
I don't know what happened there. I'm not
quite sure.
To run. So something happened on the start line. Zalewski didn't go on the green light, revved the car. You could see the flames coming out of the car.
Yeah, you could see the anti-lag firing away.
And then he was either wasn't in gear or he didn't.
Or it didn't select.
So I'll tell you, we have to go over to the judges for an explanation on this one. We don't know what's happened because, of course, Ian and I generally don't anyway. But you guys have had a little look at this one. What do you think, Kevin?
Hey, I'm Vernon, by the way.
Sorry, Vernon.
Oh, good, man. Yeah, so the delay of Zalewski was on the start line. So when the green came in, we have the rule that in 2 seconds he needs to take off from the start line, and after 3 seconds he still didn't. Well, I guess the restart button didn't work, maybe. So they're gonna allow them to change the tires and then run the battle.
Really anticipating Conor Shanahan and Kuba Pszczonski, and I'll tell you what.
You said to me, what more do they do?
What more? I don't know, because I thought the 2 runs that they did were two of the best of the weekend. Has Kuba Pszczonski just found another level now where he's like, oh, by the way, I'm even better than I was last week? And Conor
Can you imagine he just goes into the pits and they just keep turning the aggression up on his back like a big dial? Like,
just like,
oh, we were on 6, let's go to 9.
But it's for a spot in the top 8. Both of these guys want it. Who's going to take it? Pszczonski in the lead, Shannon in the chase.
And here we go. Look at this nice initiation for Pszczonski. As Shanahan gets onto that back bumper, looks for the rear wheel, transitions through the centre of the circuit. Shanahan gets himself up the inside, makes it work though as Pszczonski goes deep into the outside zone, falls down onto those hash marks. Now back up the circuit he goes. Shanahan with a brave transition, looks for the door. Pszczonski wide on the door across the line.
Jeez Louise.
That was phenomenal.
We'll be here till the end of time with these two. There's no inch given, lead or chase here. They have this dial now. They have this track figured out.
Off camera, just having a conversation between ourselves.
There's tension.
There's a lot of tension. It's round 5, and the championship is really upside down as we head to Poland. And I think a lot of people are saying there's only 2 places on the top step of the podium left.
And it's trying to defend. Oh, look at this.
Oh, Shanahan's car is flashing up, saying
his water temperature's shot up. No, everything's got strained now. The cars are strained, the drivers are strained. You can see Shannon trying to turn on. I think he's trying to turn on some fan overrides maybe in the car to cool it down. Oh, take a breath, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go again. Conor Shannon in the lead, Pszczonski in the chase. Pszczonski's got to go for it.
Yeah, he's going to go for it. Look at this. Has he turned up the aggression? Has he brought the fight this time to Shanahan as he fires that car through deep into outside zone 2? Oh, wow! Pszczonski catches himself onto it, and he puts himself out of it as he fires that car on the grass. And that opens the door for Shanahan as he absolutely drives away and lays down a phenomenal lead line.
I told you it was coming. There's nowhere closer to go but into the back of another car, and I think that's what we saw. Now we'll have to have another look at the lead run just to make sure everything was okay, but to me it's that fine line now. You know, where do you there's got to be contact. That's what's going to decide a lot. We haven't got Kuba back to his position yet. We haven't had it yet. We have it now. Here we go, going through to the top 8 is the obvious decision. Conor Shanahan, Kuba Pszczonski deemed at fault for being a little too aggressive in the chase and sticking his nose in it, but back at it again. Adam Zalewski in the lead position, and the higher qualifier Conor Falvey in the chase position as the chase driver. We haven't seen these two drivers head-to-head so far. Two young talents on the grid, although Zalewski around a little while now, and he's done a lot of damage around Europe, and he's won a championship. Conor Falvey, a rookie this year. Big challenge ahead. Nervous times in the dark here in Hungary for the thumbs up to both drivers, and here we go. Last space in the top 8 up for grabs.
Yeah, we're waiting for that green light. We get it this time. We get a clean start from both guys. Through the gears they come, absolutely hammering down. Zalewski's angry. He wants this one. Look at Conor Falvey, falls on the inside as Zalewski gets himself into the outside zone, but there's no shaking Conor Falvey as he flicks that car from left to right, finds the front wheel of that GT86. He won't let Zalewski get away. Conor Falvey, the 16-year-old, the rookie, he's angry at Zalewski for playing games, and look at this as Falvey sticks it to the former champion.
Oh, well, we got to break this one down. There's a lot going on there.
A lot going on there, Dave.
I'll tell you what, I think from watching it, you were shouting, I was watching. And I was watching some good moments and some bad moments. It's good to go. He says he's ready to go. He wants to keep those tires as warm as possible. And Conor Falvey in the lead position, Adam Zalewski in the chase position. What happens next? Well, we got to sit back and watch. It's for a spot in the top 8. Here we go.
Yeah, through the chicane, the last spot in the Great 8 awaits for one of these guys. Who's it going to be? Through the gears they come. Zalewski falls into formation as now Conor Falvey gets himself nice and high up on that bank into the outside zone, but there's no shaking Adam Zalewski as he transitions down onto the door. He goes on, he backs it in, and he over-rotates. Zalewski over-rotates, and Conor Falvey absolutely smokes it across the line.
Oh. So we got to have a look at the lead run. That's what we got to look at, because Ian, we talked about it all day. You think it's going to go one way, but we have to. We're watching the chase car naturally. So we've got to have a look and see about the chase run. Let's see which way it goes. You can see Zalewski having a conversation with Conor Falvey here. Probably about that start.
They're still arguing about the start of it. These kids.
Yeah, these kids out here. But the future is very bright for drifting. If you've got youngsters out here this passionate about things, I don't think I cared about anything at this age as much. And let's see which way it goes. Going through to the top 8 is Conor Falvey gets the win, goes through to the top 8. And I'm telling you what, that's a big win for Conor Falvey, because Adam Zalewski is one of the best in the business. And I'll tell you what, the stories from tonight will be living on a long time. So this is how, I mean, look at this. Laurie Heinen against Jack Shanahan in the first battle of our top 8. It tasted that against Kevin Piscotty. Korpelinski against Conor Shanahan. And Tor Arnikavia against Conor Falvey in a repeat from Riga. So it's time to head to our top 8. Well, you think you've seen it all?
No, not yet.
Yeah, not yet. We are into our top 8. Laurie Heinen goes up against Jack Shanahan. Laurie Heinen now, I don't know where he sits in the championship order. We won't know till the end of the event because it's not over yet. We don't know. The scores are still being calculated because he's still in the mix. McKeever went out. Dean went out. And now Laurie Heinen's in the driver's seat in the championship if he can take down Jack Shanahan.
It means the world, and it means more to Laurie Heinen right now. But Jack will know that if Conor's in contention, he can stop Heinen and get Conor further up. They fire in. Look at the initiation from Laurie Heinen. Jack deals with it as he fires on more angle. Heinen buried into the wall. Absolutely ripping through the circuit is Laurie Heinen. Jack doesn't have an answer right now, but now he starts to climb down, starts to climb onto the door of that S13 as they fire through. This is so fast across the line.
Laurie Heinen just went into warp speed on that last corner.
What was that?
Where did he pull a gear? Something happened. He just took off.
Jack's not on the foot brake trying to sacrifice any pace. He's full throttle and he still can't gain on him, even by shortcutting the circuit.
I think, and this is only me because it means nothing, but I think after the first run, I would say advantage Heinen. Let's see where we go here.
Well, he's got the pace. Can he deal with Jack Shanahan right now? They're coming down. A big flick in from Shanahan. Keeps it controlled, though. Now looks for the outside zone. Heinen's in the smoke. We can't even see him. He's that close. Fires it across the circuit. Heinen needs to apply a little pressure here. Starts to turn the screw a little, and he needs to get something up on Jack as he fires on the transition. Can he get off onto the door across the line? He can, but the lead line from Jack wasn't the cleanest.
I don't know.
The outside zone, last outside zone.
Yeah.
Me old mate Dave, have a look. I'm just going to say.
The rest of it, still up for debate. I don't know.
Jack's like, pull the handbrake and you were gone.
You pulled the gear and you were gone. So let's see what happens as we go to the top. It's Laurie Heinen getting the win. He's going to the top 4. He's going to the semi-finals. Laurie Heinen could be back in the driver's seat in this championship.
I tell you what, I think there was a little bit of argument there between those two guys.
Oh, really?
Laurie Heinen's face was a bit of a picture there, Dave, as they had a bit of an argument. Jack said something about handbrake.
So Piscotty's got his work cut out here. I know Piscotty's emotionally driven. He's driven by the fans. He's got all of this nostalgia to this event. He told me I used to stand over there on corner 1 and see the cars come through the last time we were here. Now he's driving that car through that corner. This is a big moment for him. He cannot let the occasion get the best of him.
No, he can't.
He's got, because it tastes that has no reference point here. He's never been to Hungary before.
Well, we see the lights illuminating on the start line. We wait for that green light. It is go. It's a setter to lead out Kevin Piscotty for a place in the final 4. And look at this. Oh, big one. And it's a setter messes up the initiation. And that really upsets Kevin Piscotty. Piscotty way off plan. Now has to get himself back into formation, back onto that line. Piscotty shuts it down. It's scrappy from both guys. Piscotty reinitiates once again. It's a setter fires into that final outside zone and across the line. That was a big ball of mess.
That was the commentator's curse.
That was a big ball of mess.
I'm never saying the word consistent again on air.
No, you ruined him. He was flying until you said that.
Shouldn't have said, oh, he's consistent.
He's really good.
He never makes a mistake. And
Ever.
then...
Watch this. Big mistake. Kevin Piscotty was... God, he was bringing the heat. Watch this. Oh, my God, it was closer than what I thought.
That could have been a big collision. That could have been 2 guys in the wall. Saying that there may have been a little bit of contact on that first corner. So, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just hearing it.
Well, here we go. They're back on the line. They get the green light, ready to rock and roll. Will be Piscotty to lead out Ite Sida. And you know what? I think the whole of Hungary right now think that Kevin Piscotty's got this one in the bag. No one knows at the moment. Ite Sida almost fires him backwards. That was really weird. But he gets the job done nevertheless. Now Piscotty puts a back bumper into the wall. He's not messing around. He's absolutely up and gone. And Ite Sida is making some huge sacrifices to try and gain proximity, but he is gone.
I just, you know what, halfway through the run, you could hear the Hungarian audience just starting to rise.
And you know what? I think any spot on that podium, or even 4th place to him, will be a win this weekend.
Top 4 is guaranteed in about 3, 2, 1. Going through to the top 4 is Kevin Piscotty from Hungary, the hometown hero. His highest result of the year is in front of his home fans, and he can barely believe it. So here we go, we move it along to our next battle, and it just keeps coming all the way through. Paweł Korpelinski will go head-to-head with Conor Shannon, 2 guys who have been on the podium in Riga. But I think Korpelinski wants it to be the other way around now.
Yep, I think he does, Dave, and I think he wants to make sure that he's in that final, wants to go. Well, here we go. It looks like we are going to get the green light. And Conor Shanahan starts to creep off the line already. Korpelinski to lead out. Conor Shanahan for a spot in the final 4 awaits. Shanahan believes he could claw back the points. He could get himself back into the championship fight, and now starts to apply the pressure. Korpelinski goes almost 90 degrees to the wall, but it's not shaking Shanahan as he absolutely rips through the circuit. Korpelinski puts that car right where it needs to be, right to the edge of the circuit. Shanahan goes for a brave transition. Korpelinski puts it in the outside zone, but Shanahan's on him.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous stuff from Conor Shanahan there. I mean, there's no right to get away with those 2 transitions.
That is bananas.
Like, you have to be driving with such a blind confidence to get away. Like, not even confidence, you've gone beyond that, because how could he know? So we know Korpelinski's got an amazing lead. Conor Shannon's put in an amazing chase. Korpelinski has to turn a little wild here. He's got to go for some crazy dust, because the dives are what Conor Shannon's going to win this on if Korpelinski doesn't pull off something similar. Now Paweł's going to turn it up. He's got to go for it. He's got to take it to a risky spot here.
He certainly has. Shanahan fires in. Korpelinski knows he needs to match everything that Shanahan did, and he's already given him the room to manoeuvre. Oh, Korpelinski goes early on the transition. He's too early once again. He knows he needs to fall down onto the inside. They get through the outside zone, and now Korpelinski looks for that rear wheel. Shanahan flicks it through. Korpelinski almost makes contact across the line. They are so fast now.
My goodness. This is a party now. Oh, man.
They're getting faster and faster.
It's just, yeah, it's kind of scary to watch at times. I mean, I braced a couple of times there because I thought it was a crash. Korpelinski, look at this. The first transition was pretty close. Look, very close. This one, though.
Could be a lot in this. If Shanahan gets the win.
I'm just thinking, I don't know how many one more times that Conor Shannon's car could take.
Even if he gets the win and advances through to the final 4, can Shanahan even carry on in competition? He shakes his head at Korpelinski, and I think he's saying that car is literally hanging on by a thread right now. Well, decision's in, Dave.
So here we go. It's the decision in, and it's going to be a one more time. A one more time.
Shanahan.
I think Conor Shanahan's saying this car is not going to keep going all night. And Pavel Korpelinski, I mean, that's a fair call for me. One more time, makes sense.
Breaking news, the head gasket has failed in Conor Shanahan's engine. They're going to try a quick fix, and he's going to try and get back to the line and get it to run it. He just wants to run as it is. He wants to risk the engine for a final 4 spot.
Well, here we go.
Points.
Tor Arne Kavia and Conor Falvey line up for a top 8 battle. Neither driver making the top 4 this season so far. This would be a big moment for the Norwegian or the Irishman. Yeah, but I'm going to say Kavia looks unstoppable tonight. I mean, there's a different flavour to him this weekend. Kavia in the lead position is going to try and throw it all out there as they come off the lines for a spot in the semi-final. In the lead, Kavia in the chase, Falvey.
Oh, look at this for Falvey, though. He's on the back bumper already. He knows Kavia and he knows his style. He knows what he's like. And look at this. From Falvey, he's not risking anything. He's risking the front of the car, that's for sure. As they go down onto the wall, Conor Falvey pushes up onto the door of Tor Arne Kavia as Kavia can't elude the 16-year-old from Ireland. They fire through and he loses some ground across the line.
No, this is just... I mean, we know what Kavia is made of. I mean, I remember years ago watching this driver for the first time thinking there's something special about Tor Arne Kavia. How he has that flair, that style. He doesn't compromise it. He gives it to you every single time. But it hasn't been the perfect season for him. He's been knocked out a lot of 32s and 16s. He took down Oren Nielsen. And you look at this on the replay, Conor Falvey, well, he threw the kitchen sink. There's nothing more Falvey had. And the lead run from Kavia is just absolutely sensational. So it's a massive step for all of these drivers right now as Conor Falvey sits in that lead position, Tor Arne Kavia in the chase. Conor Falvey has never been to the top 4 in European competition. Kavia has tasted that podium before and he wants to taste it again. Here we go. Marcin gives the word. We are ready to rock and roll. Semi-final space up for grabs. Falvey to lead in Kavia.
Yeah, here we go. Through the chicane they go. Clean start from both guys. Through the gears. Falvey looks for a nice, simple initiation. Fires that car in. Puts foot to floor. Kavia onto that rear wheel straight away. As Falvey transitions, Kavia goes a little early. Looks for the door of Conor Falvey S15, but Falvey a little shy on the outside zone. Starting to fall apart in that lead position. Now Falvey finds the outside zone, but Kavia's still with him. Kavia's glued to him all across the line.
Kavia, I mean, it wasn't the perfect lead run from Conor Falvey, and Kavia dealt with it. He really adapted to everything that Conor Falvey did. And I think Kavia just woke up this morning and said, I'm having this. Let's see which way it drops in. A space in the final 4 up for grabs. And it's Tor Arne Kavia getting the win and going through. And I'll tell you what, he'll be, look at this, Tor Arne Kavia. He's been waiting on this for so long. Just to prove that he's still got it, and he definitely does. None of these people are normal. What they're doing is normal, and the cars that they're driving don't even want to do what they're trying to do in them. They've set them up with so much grip, they don't even want to go sideways, and they got to drive through that. Take a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Drifting this year has just come alive. And now we've got Conor Shanahan going straight to the line. He said he's already overheating. Will the car last 2 runs? Who knows? He says he needs airflow through it. And Marcin's going to try and get that car running as quick as he can. Thumbs up from Shanahan. I mean, what can he do? He's got a thumbs up at this point.
This year, where we go through the gears, through the chicane, we get the green light. Shanahan to chase down Pavel Korpelinski. The final spot in our final 4 awaits. And look at the initiation from Korpelinski. Absolutely fires it through. No regard to any body panels or the car itself. But look at Shanahan not messing around. Korpelinski's on a ripper right now. But Shanahan's taking the advantage, using the door as a cushion right now as they fire to that final outside zone. Korpelinski on it and across the line.
Oh, this is good. This is really good from Korpelinski. And Shanahan took every advantage of that lead run. He went everywhere he needed to in the chase. Korpelinski's entry was, look, he's almost in the grass. He goes wide on the track here and stays wide. I thought he was going too wide, but I think this is going to be perfect. Watch this. Oh, he's got the track dialed now, Korpelinski. Oh, it's primed and ready.
I have no idea.
Primed and ready, folks. Here we go. It's for a spot in the semi-final, just to remind you, all the marbles.
Yeah, and here we go. Nice initiation from Shanahan on the handbrake for a very long time, though. And it does slow him down. It does put Korpelinski on the back foot a little bit. Korpelinski now starting to make a move, starting to hunt down Shanahan as they get into the outside zone. Now Korpelinski's on the door. Gives him a little touch, a little nudge on the door to say, I'm still here, buddy. Korpelinski looks for it on that final outside zone. Shanahan up and gone, though.
Oh, and I'm going to say it.
Shanahan's lead wasn't as clean.
And Korpelinski's chase wasn't as aggressive. We're back where we were again. We're almost back where we were. That's my face there, that balloon. It's just like,
There's that cordless drill air horn.
He's got a cordless drill air horn.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
MacGyver in the grandstand.
MacGyver. Made that.
He's just made that. He's got time in between the battles. Oh, so we have a decision in, and it's Paweł Korpelinski getting the win. I've got to explain this one, Ian, because it's not a judging decision. It's a safety decision. So Maciek Polity, our technical director on the track, has said that he's disqualifying Conor Shanahan for losing all his coolant onto the front of Paweł Korpelinski's car, which caused Paweł Korpelinski no vision, and it's coolant, not water, so it's slippy.
This is bananas. I don't even understand. And now we have our final four grid set. And it's Laurie Heinlein to take on Kevin Pascolti, and Paweł Korpelinski to take on Kvia.
There's going to be a big fight now between the Finnish and the Hungarians in the crowd here, because this is a big one. Paweł Korpelinski goes up against Kvia in the other semi-final. I'll tell you what, we've seen it all. Have we seen it all? We don't know. There could be more to see. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere, because we're right now heading to the semi-finals. False starts, wall runs, crashes, and we're only into the top four. Laurie Heinlein right now is in the position he wants to be. He's fighting for the championship this year, but he's got an emotional, wound up Kevin Pascolti beside him. Pascolti wants to win it for the Hungarian crowd in attendance. Laura Pascolti, well, he could spoil the party and start another here tonight. Here we go.
Yeah, through the gears, down through the chicane they come. Look at Pascolti onto the back bumper already. Heinlein throws in that big flamboyant initiation, and it works for him once again. Pascolti deals with it, creeps up the inside. Pascolti knows what Laurie Heinlein's all about. And look at Pascolti onto the front wheel for contact. And Pascolti has to shut it down. Heinlein continues to run. Pascolti gets back into it. But Pascolti made his own mistake.
He did. He went too aggressive, way too aggressive. He hit Laurie Heinlein, and I think he did damage to the car, or he broke something in the car, or something stalled him off angle, or he dropped off boost, or something happened. But Pascolti, he just went for it. That didn't work out.
But he had to go for it. You're battling Laurie Heinlein, a man who's been so close to a championship for 2 years running now, and he's just not made it there. And you know that Laurie Heinlein, once he's in the zone, when he's there, he's killer. He hit the front wheel, I do believe, and it just upset the front wheel of Kevin Pascolti.
Definitely, I mean, not even going to say it, because it's still another run to go, and anything can happen. Anything can happen, but Pascolti just pushed that a little too hard.
Yeah, he did. Well, here we go. We get the green light ready to rock and roll. Pascolti to lead out Heinlein for the spot in the first and second playoff. The fire in, absolutely incredible. Pascolti drops way down though. Can he get the outside zone? Of course he can. He knows his track like the back of his hand. Flicks it across the circuit. Heinlein on him though, as Pascolti goes deep into the wall. Beautiful lead line so far from Kevin Pascolti as he starts to pull away from Heinlein. And Heinlein not doing too much right now, as he knows he's almost got this one in the bag.
I'll tell you what, Laurie Heinlein, I didn't even need to push that hard, and he did. He's confident.
Champion.
He's going through every hurdle
They're
today.
saying sorry to each other now.
Yeah, going through every hurdle, and these are two very nice gentlemen behind the scenes. Kevin Pascolti, I think he knows what's going to happen next. Going through to the final of round 5 is Laurie Heinlein. Laurie Heinlein goes through to the top. Well, the top, I say the top 2, obviously. But I don't know, does he go top of the championship? I don't know. I don't have the maths.
Dave, don't.
Someone give me a calculator.
It's too soon.
Oh, there's a lot going on. It's a big one.
Yeah.
This is a big one here. So, Korpelinski, Kvia, top 4. Who's going to the final? Heinlein's in there. Who will he be facing? Will it be Poland? Will it be Norway? Oh, Kvia's in the chase position. He's going to come in here like a ton of bricks into that first corner. And Korpelinski's got that lead run dialed, so Kvia's going to, his spotter's going to know. His spotter's going to say, Kvia, he's going to say, Tor, this guy's got it. You can go. Yeah. He's going to make it happen. But they'll be happy if they can splash some champagne at the end of the day. Here we go. Paweł Korpelinski in the lead, the final up for grabs.
Yeah, and who's it going to be? Korpelinski goes for that wild, wide initiation, and it opens the door for Torani Kvia as he takes one foot in. And look at this, Kvia bouncing across the circuit. He's aggressive, as he always is. But look at the lead line from Paweł Korpelinski. It's so dialed, it's in the zone, it's right where it needs to be. And Kvia needs to find that door, and he can across the line.
I think that's exactly what I expected. Yeah, brilliant lead run, aggressive chase run. I mean, they've got it dialed now. All these drivers in this stage of the competition, it's millimeters now. It's all the smallest of nuances that the judges are going to have to look at to see which way they divide the bracket now. And oh, Kvia is so close there, but watch Korpelinski, it's so smooth.
He's like the best butter you could buy, Dave. Do you know that?
And
the exclamation mark.
Yeah, the little full stop to say, oh, I was there, don't you worry about it. Here we go. We switch them around. Kvyat in the lead, Korpelinski in the chase. Let's see which way this one goes. It's got to be some wild style from Kvyat against the consistency of Korpelinski.
Yeah, can Korpelinski turn up the heat? Can he turn up the aggression? He's going to go for it, that's for sure. Look at this, he's glued to the rear wheel of Torani Kvyat's 180SX. They fire through the middle of the circuit. Oh, and Korpelinski almost gets himself caught up on the inside as now Kvyat goes on that perfect lead line. He's right to the edge of the circuit as Korpelinski now goes for a big dive down on the inside onto the rear wheel. It's mirror image.
I would not want to be a judge after that. Definitely not. Big angle as he comes through that first corner. Korpelinski does well though on the inside, stays with him all the way through. Now at this point Kvyat has to get wide like Korpelinski did, and he does. Right to the wall he goes. On the transition, Korpelinski a little bit more timid on the first one, but then he makes up for it. So he's a little bit further back than Kvyat was here. He goes all on the onside. He kind of straight lines it a little bit.
Weird transition, to be fair.
Then he gets back on it here, up onto the door. Not as fluid in the chase, maybe at that position. Kvyat looks like he's going to the shops there in the lead position. Really calm in the car, not much steering input. But then this is a great dive from Korpelinski. Much more aggressive than Kvyat was the other way around, getting up onto the door. Who is going to go through to the final to meet Lauri Heinen? Will it be Kvyat? Will it be Korpelinski? Let's see what happens. It's Tor Arne Kvyat is going to the final. And that is what Tor Arne Kvyat needed for the last 2 years. That's what he needed since the start of this season. He needed to believe again, and he believes now. So here we are. Here's the story of today. And I mean, if you've just joined us, you've missed quite a lot. Go back and watch it, because I'll tell you what, we are going to head towards our playoffs. And I'll tell you what, right now, we are going. Here we are. It is the playoff here at round 5. Every run they've watched. They told his spotter in practice he's fine. They told him in qualifying he's fine. And here he is in third spot. That's what Piscotty is going to know. Now Piscotty's got to find something, because Korpelinski's not making mistakes. So if someone's not going to make a mistake, and all Piscotty's have to learn from his own, he's going to have to be very aggressive here.
I'm just trying to listen in there of what Kevin Piscotty was saying to our start line marshal.
So he's going to have to try and do this in a gear he's not comfortable. Oh, here we go. Drama already. Third step on the podium, up for grabs. Piscotty to chase in Korpelinski, and they're at it from the off.
Yeah, they are at it from the off. And look at this. Korpelinski knows that he needs to try and evade Kevin Piscotty, but Kevin Piscotty will not want to let him get away. There's a shot standing on at the podium. Oh, and Kevin Piscotty's car just will not have it. It will not hang all the way around that long outside zone, and another wobble, and it just allows Pavel Korpelinski to drive away.
Yeah, so heard from the marshal that the car is half engaging fourth gear, so it's like he has to kind of wrestle it into fourth gear, and that's what you saw there.
Oh, man.
Not his fault, but
no.
I mean, it's the way we've got to have a good car and a good driver, and sometimes the car can let the driver down, and especially on a night like tonight. Yeah. How do you chase Piscotty if he's going to stall like that in Korpelinski's position? Does he hang back here?
I think Piscotty plays it safe, hangs back, and then makes a dive on outside zone 5.
Korpelinski.
Korpelinski, sorry.
Yep. So Korpelinski in the chase position as they come off the line. Korpelinski fires in on the back bumper of Piscotty's car now. Will Piscotty's car engage gears here? What will Korpelinski do? Oh, the tension's building to the corner. We know it's coming.
Yeah, we do know it's coming. Davey Slontack car into gear this time, and up and goes. And in no problems whatsoever for Piscotty as he puts it to the wall across the line. But Pavel Korpelinski's all over him.
Let's see which way the judges go and make it official for third step on the podium here at the penultimate round of the Drift Masters Championship is, once again, Pavel Korpelinski. Back-to-back podiums for the Polish legend. I'll tell you what, he's become a bit of a legend killer these days, because Pavel Korpelinski, look at that, thanks the car and says, you got me here, no issues. He's been flawless. Return to Hungary with 51 drivers on the grid, but only 2 remain. And as you can see, Kevin Piscotty and Korpelinski are doing some celebratory donuts just to give us a little ambience before we head into the final. And that final is between 2 big names of the sport. 2 guys that I think everybody who's a drift fan will cheer on right now and know that they haven't always been at the top. Lauri Heinen's been second. He got his first win in Finland. He could get his second win here in Hungary. Kvyat, well, he's never won around a Drift Masters. It would be history in the making. And I'm going to question, has a Norwegian driver ever won around a Drift Masters? But I'm not even getting into that, but I'm pretty sure they haven't. Heinen in the lead as the higher qualifier, Kvyat in the chase, and here we go.
Through the gears, down, no messing around. Big opposite flick from Lauri Heinen, and Kvyat deals with it. Look at Kvyat glued to the door of the other S13 as they fire across the circuit. Kvyat now waits for the transition. Heinen gets himself into the wall. So does Kvyat. No messing around though. Back out of it again as they go deep. And Kvyat goes for an early transition. Up onto the door he goes as Heinen drags him across the line.
Oh, it's knife edge. Knife edge from Kvyat. I thought he was going in the wall. He almost did what Kevin Piscotti did and go in the wall behind Heinen, but he got away with it. That was a very, very fast run. I mean, the speed of that run compared to what we watched earlier today, they're trusting this track now in their cars and their ability. Just put it out there. This is no cakewalk for Lauri Heinen. He's got to put it on the door. And that, if he wants this championship, if he wants to get out of second place, if he wants to stop seeing the phrase second place, he's got to trust Kvyat can get the job done here. He's got to put it on the door for Finland, and he's got to put it on top step of the championship. Here we go.
Yeah, look at this nice initiation. Heinen goes late on the initiation, gets that car set up, but Kvyat's already up and gone. Flicks that car from left to right. Heinen, a big throttle, dabs on the foot brake, now looks for the side of Kvyat, and I don't think he's had that much proximity before as Kvyat now starts to drive away. Kvyat almost gets taken out by Heinen. He's glued to the door.
Forget about it. That transition from Heinen, forget about it. That's absolutely insane. He almost threw the car, the championship, and the whole kit and caboodle out the window there. I'll tell you what, if he hits him there, that's the two cars written off. My goodness. Up until then, it was tit for tat. Up for then, I was thinking, this is the balance.
I'm going to just go out there and say, I don't think that Heinen had as much proximity in the first half of that run as Kvyat did. I was going to say,
agreed.
Kvyat was, you know what, starting to drag this one away. I think Kvyat was like 1 foot on the top step of the podium. But then from here on out, Heinen started to trust Kvyat. Sealing the deal was Lauri Heinen on that final outside zone.
Well, we're getting a decision from the judges. Winning round 5 in Hungary is Lauri Heinen gets the win. Lauri Heinen's won it. He's won the event. He can't believe it. Lauri Heinen, I mean, my goodness, what a night. Lauri Heinen takes 2 victories this year in the championship. He won it on home soil in Finland, but now he's won it again here in Hungary. And Lauri Heinen, who had no practice the first day, had every issue the car could throw at him, has won the event. And maybe, just maybe, it's written in the stars now for Lauri Heinen. That last transition and Tor Arne Kvyat, he'll be all smiles. No shame in second place with a grid like we have here at Drift Masters. These are the best of the best, and I don't think anyone can argue that from any side of the world when you see transitions, speed, smoke, crashes, thrills, spills like we've seen here in Hungary. And I'll tell you one thing, Tor Arne Kvyat brought the fight this weekend.
Oh man, did he bring the fight. And you know what? Lauri Heinen brought the drive.